Hello everyone, I'm Elf. Today I'm going to introduce the Nexus Social project to you. The inspiration for this project actually came from my girlfriend. She is an active participant in various communities and often takes part in games and activities organized by these communities. Throughout this process, she encountered many issues and pain points, which gave me a lot of inspiration and ultimately led to the creation of this project. That's how the idea for the Nexus Social project was born. Nexus Social is a social gaming platform mainly designed to address a need within Web3 community activities. There is a lack of a social gaming platform suitable for Web3 scenarios. Currently, most community projects will organize some games or activities within their communities, such as hosting Texas Hold'em or puzzle games. Usually, they randomly select some free Web2 gaming platforms online to hold these activities. However, these platforms typically cannot record the rankings of community members. Moreover, participation is mostly tracked by having community members send screenshots in Discord for manual statistics, which leads to a rather poor user experience. More seriously, community members often report issues such as cheating or black box situations. Nexus Social, on the other hand, addresses this scenario very well. We use some simple card games to achieve this. By using FH1 technology, we can achieve technical transparency and fairness, verifiability, and the ability to continuously track users' activity records, thereby solving this problem. Ultimately, our goal is to become a social gaming platform for Web3. We won't focus on gunfight games or gambling-like platforms. Instead, we aim to truly become a community tool that serves every Web3 project, thus becoming a part of Web3. When project teams carry out community activities, we want to be a regular tool for them. Once we achieve this, our project will gain tremendous traffic and a highly stable daily active user base. Ultimately, this will enable the distribution of Web3 traffic. The first game we plan to launch will mainly be a simple card game. The rules are, when player A receives the playing cards, they can choose any number of cards to place face down in the pile and declare what those cards are. The next player, player B, can choose to believe them or not. If player B chooses not to believe, then the cards are revealed. If the cards player A declared match the cards placed down, then player A wins and player B must take the cards from the pile back into their own hand. If the cards do not match, then player B wins and player A takes all the cards from the pile. This is a very simple and complete logic. In our MVP stage, the main focus is to implement the process of making a claim and issuing a challenge. This is also the core technical logic of the entire FHE. In this process, the system will play the role of player A, claiming that their card is, for example, X, while we play the role of player B, challenging the system. When we issue a challenge at this point, there are two possible outcomes. One is that the card the system claims and the card it actually places are the same, in which case we lose. The other is that they are different, in which case we win. This MVP version mainly abstracts the concept of a comparator in FHE, and the core code is in FHE. In the N1 code, when a player issues a challenge, it checks whether the claimed card and the placed card are equal. All the calculations and comparisons in the process are handled by the smart contract, so in the end, we've implemented a minimal MVP. After that, it's mostly about technical architecture and some deployment tutorials, so I won't go into detail here. Next, let's take a look at the actual product. Let me refresh the page first. This has already been deployed on a public platform, making it readily accessible to users who are interested in exploring its features. You can simply click here to try it out directly without needing to go through any complicated setup or installation steps. The entire interface is thoughtfully organized and is divided into two separate pages for ease of use. One of these pages is mainly dedicated to describing what our product is, outlining its main features, and explaining the goals we aim to achieve with it. This section provides a clear overview of the product's purpose and the benefits it offers to users. The other page focuses on how we accomplish these goals, detailing the methods and approaches we use, as well as highlighting some of the key advantages of our product, such as its user-friendly design and efficient performance. This is our landing page. Then by clicking play demo, you can start entering the game section. So let me log out of the wallet first. Normally, when a new user enters here, they first need to connect their wallet, then select the Ethereum test network, and they'll also need some Ethereum test tokens. After entering, you can see that the system has already declared that its hand is 4. At this point, the player clicks Challenge and waits for their wallet to initiate the transaction. Once the transaction is sent, we will then... the system will carefully compare the declared card with the player's actual hand, perform a calculation on-chain, and then return the result. For example, this time, it's as if we've caught them cheating. Their actual hand and the declared card simply do not match. Then, in the next round, he will swap another card, and we will repeat this operation again. If his declared card and his actual hand are consistent, then we lose the game. Now let's take a look at the contract on the blockchain. This is the most recent contract transaction. As you can see here, some logs from this contract are shown here, and they already include the corresponding FHE code, as well as the logic for encryption and decryption. So that's the overall introduction to the Nexus Social product. Thank you very much for your attention.